Yo, what's good? Yo, did you see this? I literally spoke on this like weeks ago. Adidas terminates partnership with Ye immediately. I was wearing this same shirt. I said, who didn't see this coming other than someone with actual common sense? Okay, but you know what so many people are saying, that Adidas is nothing without Kanye. Listen, the Adidas will be fine. The fallout, I'm not even kidding you, will absolutely come with everyone else. For the geniuses who always say that Adidas is constantly stealing from Kanye, Adidas is the sole owner of all design rights to existing products as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership. Damn.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl TJ, back another video on Talks with TJ. In the breaking news heard around the world, not just in sneakers, but in retail, in fashion. It will be widespread in terms of the aftermath and the ripple effect. And that's right, I'm talking about Adidas immediately terminating its contract with Kanye West. And again, I said in a video a few weeks ago, who didn't see this coming? Now, that was in relation to the contract being under review following Fashion Week, but it's continued. You've seen a number of different brands cut ties with him, whether it be Balenciaga or Gap, and that is just smart business. At the end of the day, companies, just like other individuals, will have to make a decision of values versus profit or dollars. It works that way. Now, that line is different for every single person, and no matter what, everyone's going to be judged for what their line is, because their line probably doesn't line up perfectly with someone else's. That's just the world that we live in. At the end of the day, though, you need to be okay with whatever decisions you have made. However, if you're a company, you have investors, you have employees, you have brand, you have everything else to take into account. Now, again, they will receive a lot of criticism because they didn't immediately drop him when the White Lives Matter shirt was all over a runway. They didn't drop him immediately for so many of his comments in the past, and I get that, and that criticism is fair. I think this action was taken right now, and if you're just, again, asking me personally, I think it was just a culmination of everything so close together because it was non-stop. It was a freight train. It was a bull in a china shop. Every single day there was something else, but I also think it's the fact that you have so many other brands that have put things in motion, right? It's kind of similar to if Nike were to drop somebody, you usually see other companies, they follow behind them and they also drop them because they probably think in their mind, hey, if they're taking this risk, they've understood the implications of making the decision to drop said individual or cut ties with them, then we'll also take on that risk and do that. Now, I think Adidas is in the best position as a company and all companies involved with Ye to do that. They're Adidas. They've been around since the 1940s. So to me, I can't really engage in a lot of conversations with people when they say, oh my God, Adidas is just gonna fall and crumble when they're nothing without Ye. You understand Adidas was here before Kanye was born and they'll be here once he's gone. For the individuals that will choose to no longer shop with Adidas because Kanye is no longer with them, fine. Because if you believe that he was 68% of their sales, I'm sure somebody has a timeshare they would love to sell you on a great ocean front. I'm pretty sure they do, because I've never believed that number that was thrown out there, like whatsoever. What I believe, they will pivot, they will cling to other designers that are just not only a better fit, but makes more sense. Hello, Bad Bunny, the biggest global star right now. I think they're fine. They have a brand new collab that's coming out for the all-white Bad Bunny form, the buckle. They'll be fine. They'll pivot. They'll adjust. However, I think what will really set things off, and I'm talking far-reaching effects, will be how this affects every other retailer that carries Adidas Yeezy SKUs. I think that's what this will be, because some are relying on that as a crutch. Like I mentioned in a previous video, you had Foot Locker. They realized that Nike was 60% of their SKUs. That's a lot of leverage. If they would make the choice to pull out at their own discretion, then you are left scrambling to figure out what to do. Right now with this announcement, because this is what the announcement says. It says that They will terminate the partnership with Ye immediately in production of Yeezy branded products and stop all payments to Ye and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect. So not only is Kanye going to stop getting checks, but they are no longer producing additional pairs, which means whatever was forecasted to come out through 2026, yeah, we can just go ahead and dead that in the water. That's not happening anymore. So if you had companies that were banking on these high volume days for sales because, oh, this is coming back out and this is coming back out, you can't rely on that anymore. So you have to change how your business is going to operate. You have to, you don't have a choice. Now, what's also gonna happen, because again, we're about to move into a full recession. Like I really do believe that. Jobs will be lost, not just in relation to him though. Jobs are gonna be lost anyway across a lot of different industries. Mark my words, a lot of different industries. Jobs will be lost, and that is where this is unfortunate. It's unfortunate because one man's actions, these are actions. When you continue to do this over and over again or do the same thing over and over again, it's a choice. He's making choices. Now, for people saying, well, he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. You are free to let whatever you would like come out of your mouth. Just own all of the consequences that can come with that, because people don't have to withstand every single thing that you say. They don't have to continue to support that. They don't, and you're seeing that. So for the cult following that he has, because I've spoken on that cult following and it's quite weird. A lot of you grown adults in his comments, it's very weird with his behavior. Are you going to now help to prop up whatever it is that he's doing? Because he was asking for this to happen. And be careful what you ask for. He wanted out. You're now out. Just make sure that what you ask for is really what you ask for. I don't know that it will be financially. They're stopping payments. So what happens to that billionaire status that he was also just like throwing around and kind of being condescending about, would I listen to you if I'm worth more than you? You can learn something from everybody, even if they're not at your same status. I'm just humbly saying that you can learn something from someone not as rich as you, not as wealthy as you, not as big as you. You can always still learn something from someone. But I think this was a culmination of everything, from all of the different interviews to his ridiculous, and they became insightful. If you saw what happened on overpasses over this weekend, it became insightful, and Adidas chose to take action. Now, I know they have a lot of criticism right now as well, because people said, well, they were too silent for too long. I think this is why they were silent, because we have to remember they were already in negotiations in terms of what would happen past 2026. Bigger brands have to go through so much legal tape to even put anything out there into the world. I think that may have been what slowed them down. That's not to defend them, but I think that may have been what slowed them down. But they said after a thorough review. So I think it was them sitting down. Let's take into account all stakeholders, shareholders. What is the risk we'll deal with? They already said they're going to lose, what, 250 million euros on the company's net income in 2022, because we are in this high seasonality of the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter is where a lot of companies in business will make up for lesser performing quarters throughout the fiscal year. And will they make that up? Likely not. Will they be okay long term? I fully believe that. Will a lot of these retailers be okay full term? I do not, like long term, I do not believe that. There are some large retailers, I will not say a name, but there are some large retailers that have already really just gotten it into their mindset. If this were to happen even sooner rather than later, they were gonna make very fast business decisions. And I think now you're gonna have to see, like, I'm curious, resale will go up. So this may be like a weird thing for resale shops, because resale is going to skyrocket. Listen, price went up. No, price is absolutely positively gonna go up on so many of those pairs. It will absolutely go up. But once it goes up, and some people, again, if we enter a recession, do you think people are paying $700, $800, $900 for whatever you're gonna price those at? Probably not. So then you as a reseller or resale shop will have to figure out, what do I want to price these at to be able to move them? And am I okay with taking a lower profit margin? everybody's gonna have choices and decisions to make. Adidas made theirs, and I think it was the right choice to make, just personally in my opinion. I'm sure everyone's will vary, it will be different. I also said in that video a few weeks ago, not only will brands have to make decisions, or retailers, about what happens if this is terminated, but I fully believed it would be terminated. Creators, anybody that's relied heavily on just Yeezy, or you rely heavily on just one thing, you are also going to have to pivot, because if there's no more Yeezys being made up until he were to get his own operations going, you know, what happens there? So I am curious to see the ripple effect. Again, I think it's unfortunate because he became his own worst enemy. Again, I understand that he suffers from a lot of struggles in terms of mental health, and that I'm very, very empathetic of. However, you're an adult, you make choices, and each of those choices has consequences, and it is on you to be accountable for them and to own them. He doesn't get absolved for his behavior. He just doesn't. And you're seeing that. So this is not shocking. I'm sure it's breaking news, but it's not shocking. It's not. So Adidas made a choice. They will have criticism on both sides of the aisle, internally, externally. Every choice you make will have that. Just make the one that's okay with you. All right, so this is all I got on this matter. I'm sure it will continue to be the thing that is talked about over and over and over and over again, but I just chose to go ahead and get my thoughts out for this. Please be sure to go ahead and enjoy any other videos on the channel. And as always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.